Our top story: in a historic decision at the beginning of the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference in the United Arab Emirates, nearly 200 nations have reached an agreement to establish a fund in order to assist countries grappling with the effects of global warming. Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, arrived in Dubai last night, calling for climate financing as well as technology transfer to developing nations, empowering them to effectively confront the challenges posed by climate change. Looking forward to the proceedings of the summit, which are aimed at creating a better planet, is what the Prime Minister put out in a post on X. The Prime Minister also underscored the significance of COP28, calling it a platform to review the progress made under the Paris Agreement and chart a course for future climate action. The climate talks in Dubai comes at a critical junction as global emissions continue to surge, with the United Nations announcing that 2023 is on track to be the hottest year in recorded history, highlighting the urgency for immediate action. The establishment of a loss and damage fund, long advocated for by climate vulnerable nations, marked an early victory at COP28. It's said to become the biggest climate conference in history, with hosts. It'll be hosting over 140 heads of state and government, double the attendance from last year's COP27. These high-level leaders will deliver speeches throughout today as well as tomorrow, and Britain's King Charles III officially will open the event with a ceremonial address. Now, the UAE hopes to spearhead an agreement to triple renewable energy capacity and double the annual pace of energy efficiency. As far as the improvements are concerned, that should take place by 2030. The Prime Minister will be attending that summit, and along with the summit, he also has other plans in place. There are 3 additional events. What are those plans? My colleague Ghazali has the details.
So Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived here in the hotel in Dubai, and what you'll see here behind me are the people of the Indian diaspora who are waiting here. The Prime Minister will meet them, and you can see those loud cheers here as usual on his foreign trips. So this is also happening on the sidelines of the COP28 summit. And why this is important? Because a major achievement is there for the developing countries, since the loss and damage fund has been established, has been approved, and billions of dollars have been pledged by the developed countries, which will be set up. The fund will be set up and will be given to the developing countries to mitigate the climate crisis. But how is Prime Minister's visit important here? Because India has been among those developing countries which had been asking to set up that loss and damage fund. But also during this particular summit here, his presence, the Prime Minister's presence, is important because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also going to hold some bilateral talks here on the sidelines of the COP28 summit. Besides the COP28 summit, India is also going to co-host 2 other events with UAE, the main host of the COP28 summit, and also bilateral meets will be attended by the Prime Minister. With a higher number of Indian diaspora in UAE, it was expected that once he arrives, this sort of gathering will be organized by the local embassy and the Foreign Affairs Ministry here in Dubai. And this is what you see behind me. All eyes will be there tomorrow in the COP28 summit here in Dubai, that what is he going to address there in the summit, and what are the challenges for India which he is going to address, and the climate action which India has taken in terms of mitigating the climate crisis. In Dubai, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.